Om Swastiastu. Hello everyone. In this video, I will explain about chapter 15 of the book Manufacturing, Engineering and Technology 6th edition, Metal Extrusion and Drawing Process and Equipment. Extrusion and drawing are the formation process that change the cross-sectional area of a material. In extrusion, we push the material through a die, while in drawing, we pull it. Despite this difference, this process plays a major role in producing structural shapes, tubes, rods, and wires across many industries. This process allows manufacturers to produce components that are long, strong, and dimensionally accurate. From automotive shaft and aluminum windows frame to fine electrical wires, extrusion and drawing make mass production of this product efficient and economical. There are four primary extrusion types. Direct extrusion is the most common, where the billet is pushed forward through a stationary die. Indirect extrusion reduces friction by moving the die toward the billet. Hydrostatic extrusion uses pressurized fluid to improve formability. Lateral extrusion pushes material sideways through a die. In direct extrusion, the billet moves relative to the container, creating high friction. This increases the required force, especially for long billets. A dummy block is used to protect the ram and improve material flow. Indirect extrusion eliminates billet container friction entirely, making it ideal for materials that are difficult to extrude. Hydrostatic extrusion surrounds the billet with fluid pressure to increase ductility and reduce friction, allowing even brittle materials to be extruded successfully. The success of extrusion depends heavily on process variables. Die angle affects on flow and force, while the extrusion ratio determines how much the cross-section is reduced. Billet temperature controls ductility, and lubrication reduces friction and improves surface quality. This equation estimates the extrusion force. The constant K captures the strength of the material and the effect of friction. As the reduction ratio increases, the required force increases logarithmically. During extrusion, metal does not always flow perfectly. High friction or temperature gradients can create dead metal zones or distorted flow regions, which directly affect defect formation. Understanding this pattern helps engineers design dies that minimize problems. Hot extrusion is used for materials that lack ductility at room temperature. Heating reduces flow stress, making the process much easier. However, high temperature causes oxidation and faster die wear, so good process control is essential. Each material has a specific temperature range where extrusion becomes optimal. For example, aluminum alloys extrude well around 375 to 475 degrees Celsius, while steel requires much higher temperatures up to 1300 degrees Celsius. Die design is one of the most important elements in extrusion. Square dies help control metal flow and create good surface finish. When producing tubes, internal mandrels shape the hollow section. Die steel and ceramic insert help withstand high temperature. To produce hollow profiles, the billet metal is divided into several streams that flow around internal supports. These streams then weld back together under high pressure before exiting the die. This method is widely used for aluminum, such as in leather components and window frames. Good die designs ensure uniform flow and minimize defects. Symmetry keeps forces balanced, while rounded corners prevent stress concentrations. Uniform wall thickness prevents uneven velocity that could destroy the final shape. Cold extrusion is widely used for mass-produced components like fastener and automotive parts. Because it occurs at room temperatures, surface finish is excellent and dimensional accuracy is high. However, forces are significantly higher than hot extrusion. This formula helps estimate the large force required in cold extrusion. The factor 1.7 accounts for friction and redundant deformation work. Since the material undergoes work hardening, these forces can be extremely high. This example shows how cold extrusion can form complex parts such as automotive spark plug bodies. The grain flow follows the shape of the part, resulting in improved mechanical properties compared to machining. In impact extrusion, a fast punch forces material backward around the punch. This is ideal for thin-wall aluminum products like collapsible tubes and household containers. Hydrostatic extrusion uses pressurized fluid to eliminate billet container friction and increase ductility. This method allows extremely high reduction ratios, but equipment costs and complexity limit its widespread use. Extrusion defects arise from poor flow, excessive friction, or improper temperature. Surface cracks may form at high speeds or temperatures, while pipe defects draw impurities toward the billet center. Chevron cracks form due to tensile stress in the deformation zone. Extrusion is typically performed on large hydraulic presses that can apply enormous forces. Horizontal presses are common for long billets, while smaller vertical presses and mechanical presses are used for cold extrusion and impact operation. Drawing is used mainly for producing rods, wires, and tubes with small diameter. Because the material is pulled rather than pushed, drawing produces smooth surface and precise dimensions. This is the ideal drawing force equation. In reality, friction and redundant deformation make the required force higher. Engineers must consider die angle and lubrication to keep forces manageable. Tube drawing can use a floating, moving, or stationary mandrel to control the final dimension. This method is essential for producing high-precision tubes used in medical devices, heat exchangers, and structural components. A drawing die includes multiple angles and a bearing length that sets the final diameter. Proper die design ensures uniform deformation, good surface finish, and longer die life. Lubrication is essential in drawing to prevent surface damage and reduce die wear. Techniques vary depending on the material and wire size, from wet drawing with full immersion to ultrasonic assisted drawing for very fine wires. Drawing defect can originate from high reduction or poor lubrication. Seams are particularly problematic because they can open during subsequent forming. Drawn products also contain residual stresses which can cause warping. A draw bench is used for long rods or tubes. The material is clamped and pulled through the die using a hydraulic or chain drive system. This setup is ideal for a larger cross-section. The bull block is used for wire drawing. A rotating drum pulls the wire continuously through several dies, allowing significant reduction in diameter with high production speed. To summarize, extrusion and drawing are two highly efficient processes for producing long products with consistent geometry. Process variables, die design, and lubrication all have a major effect on force requirements, product quality, and defect formation. Understanding these fundamentals help engineers select the right process for its application. The material for this presentation will fully adapted from Chapter 15 of Karpathian and Smith Manufacturing Process for Engineering Materials. And that is all of my presentation. Thank you for watching. Om Santi 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 Om.